Today's episode is going to be something a little bit different. We're doing an interview that we're going to come back and revisit and ask the exact same questions in 1 year's time to see how our answers differ. Will we still think the same in a year's time? Subscribe and stay tuned if you want to find out.
My full name is Alexandra Mary Hoskins. Crazy, I know, but obviously I go by Lexie. My occupation is a junior graphic designer at an advertisement agency in London. I'm giving details there.
My name's Ben Sparrow, and I work as a thumbnail designer for S&G Productions, also known as Shits and Gigs. How many subscribers are we on?
Dunno. That's my honest answer.
Last time I checked, 105, which I think is accurate.
Like 100, give or take?
We're on 105.
Okay, big numbers, triple digits, come on.
Where do you think the podcast will be in a year's time? Or where do you want it to be?
Yeah, so where I think and want it to be are pretty similar because I'm quite optimistic about it and we're really consistent with it. I just need to pump out more clips. I want/think it will be approaching or hopefully at 1,000 subscribers.
It's hard to say because I don't know what I'll be in a year's time. Not in this country. No, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'd like to think within a year, if we stay consistent and get some bangers, we could hit 4 digits of subscribers on YouTube. But we'll see. We'll have to just keep grinding, I guess.
I just want there to be a bit more of like a community around our content, like people commenting and engaging, because we want to do stuff involving the audience and I think that's just like also the times we have had nice comments and shit on it is like meant a load. So if there's just more of that, then that'd be great. Just say nice things to us, really. How's life right now?
Oh, loaded question.
Yeah, life right now is definitely life in.
Sorry, I'm literally can't stop looking at myself and
It's weird because I feel like I can definitely recognize that I feel like I'm on a bit of an upward trend. Got holiday booked and coming up with all my friends, eating better, starting to work out again. So that side of things are good.
it is fine. I'm just a very dramatic person, so I'm going to think I'm going to think very detrimentally about everything. It is fine. My work is okay, but I'm skin socially good. I have fun. I go out a lot. Maybe drink a bit too much, but like 23, young, lit, and fucking sexy, you know? In the wise words of C. China.
Work's going good. Love my job.
Yeah, fine, I guess. A bit more money would be lovely, but like, fine. Some holidays would be lovely.
Socially, things could be a bit better, but like when you live alone and you're kind of far away from everyone, it is a bit isolating. So like struggles day to day, ADHD, all that shit, sometimes is a bitch.
Actually, it'd be nicer if the weather was warmer. Then life would be a bit nicer. My house is too cold right now.
I'd say, yeah, it's going better than it has been. What's your relationship status?
Next question.
Single as ever.
I can almost guarantee you the next one will be the exact same as well.
I know in a year's time that bitch ain't changing either. That's gonna stay the fucking same.
Who knows, maybe 2026 I'll be engaged.
Oh, fuck, I'm single.
Bitch, if I'm engaged by 2026, punch me in the face. Seriously. In fact, shoot me.
One thing you'd like to tick off your bucket list?
Oh, off my bucket list? Fuck. I don't even really know what's on my bucket list.
This year?
Let's say this year.
This year, I know I'm ticking off my Glastonbury bucket list. Because I've wanted to do that for quite a while.
I think off the top of my head right now, it'd still be a solo trip or a solo holiday. I kind of want to do that and feel like I should do that for myself. It's not the most exciting one ever, but yeah.
That's more exciting than mine.
I mean, I have some boring answers, like just like traveling more, which is a bucket list thing, I don't know. Just like going on holidays and traveling more. I want to do this year, defo.
What's one thing you'd like to accomplish by next year?
Ooh, one thing I'd like to accomplish by next year.
Well, my promotion at my job to become midweight, not a junior, I know I will do that this year. I then know because of that I'll get paid more this year, which means I can then go and travel more and do stuff because I'll have more disposable income. You can see I'm thinking very logically about this. I have my plan. I know what I want to do. I'm a very set-minded girl, you know? I just want to like have fun, you know? But to do that, I need to enjoy the other things in my life, as in have the money to be able to do it, be fulfilled in my job and like fine with my job to be able to like enjoy the outside of it. So that's my answer.
Who is one person you'd like to have on the podcast?
One person, one person always springs to mind almost instantly. Madeline Argy.
Let me just think about this.
I'd love to have her on a podcast and just pick her brain for like an hour. Like, I just think she's cool as fuck, to be honest. It's taken longer than I thought you would have to answer this question.
Nah, who do you think I'd want?
Not specifically, but I thought you would have someone you're into like, oh.
Not really. Like, there are people that I'm fans of that I'd love to have a conversation with, but having it fully set up on a podcast, that feels intense. I feel like for the podcast, it needs to be someone just like stupid and funny. Maybe not like oh my God, I'm a huge fan. You know, like, someone who I think I'd get along with really well and I feel like I could talk to for ages would be Tara Yummy. Love that bitch. I feel like I could talk to her for so long and that would be fine under this kind of environment. I'll go with Tara Yummy.
Madeline, if you see this, come on the pod. What would you rate your happiness out of 10?
I don't know.
See, this is where I don't really know because like I said earlier, I can definitely feel I'm on an upwards trend, but when you're on an upwards trend from pretty fucking shit, it's not that high.
There are things in my life that I'm very content with and there are things that I'm not, for sure.
I would probably say about a 5, 6, and that's because I don't feel like overall right now I'm not happy. There's definitely room for improvement. Yeah, maybe like a 6.
With that being said, maybe like I am doing pretty good. I would say like a 6.5, 7. In the summer, when my mood generally is a lot better, like I feel like I get seasonal depression bad. I am generally in the summer like an 8 at least. Right now in cold, rainy, grey London, 6.5 to 7. So fine, but like could be better. I've definitely had some days that have been like a 2 though.
What's some advice / something you tell your future self?
Advice for my future self. Fuck.
There are things that I'll say, but I know I won't listen to them. Stop stressing, stop overthinking, and don't be so detrimental about everything.
Because I think this year, I mean, as a theme, as you, Lexie, all know, sat behind the camera very well, that sometimes I'm way too hard on myself, and also just like remembering that even when clips and content we put out doesn't reach loads of people, like people still watch it and view it and listen to it and enjoy it as well. Because I think recently more people than ever come up to me and say that, like, of people we know, come up to and say that they've watched something we've made, whether it's me or the podcast, and they've enjoyed it or took something from it. And that is like what actually matters, rather than seeing, oh shit, a clip's got 200 views on TikTok again, damn. I think, yeah, definitely just stop being so hard on yourself and just like enjoy doing what you're doing.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
No, it definitely wasn't.
Stop stressing as much. Stop overthinking as much. Nothing is the end all be all. Stop being so detrimental about everything. And just calm down, girl. Everything is always okay, even if in the moment I think it's not. It always is. I'm learning to get better with rationalising things as I get older. Slowly but surely, that frontal lobe, she's growing. By next year, 24, she's nearly fully developed. I don't want to hear no excuses.
What's one thing you want to improve about the podcast?
Oh, one thing I want to improve about the podcast.
Ooh.
I mean, I think it's always been the same things, but it is because it's been the hardest things to change and improve it and maintain. Just like the production of it, I think in an ideal world, would love to have either like a studio, like a better space to do it in, or just someone that can monitor the cameras for us.
If I'm thinking very optimistically here, it would be having someone that can like help just like organize it, produce it. Like, we have a lot of technical issues, don't we?
Literally before I started doing this, Lexie turned around to me 4 questions in and was like, is this recording? I hadn't hit record. So that tells you all you need to know.
It would be nice to have someone that can just like check it over for us so we can just show up and record and know that it's going to be fine. I mean, maybe it not be recorded in your flat, but it's serving a good enough purpose for us right now.
What's your favourite thing about the podcast?
Nothing. I don't know why we do it. No, I'm joking.
Shit, mate. Let's end it here.
It's nice having the routine of doing it and having something to look back on in terms of just like our opinions on things that have happened in the world. And like, it's just funny to look back at, even looking back at stuff from like when we first started and seeing how much it's improved, and also like what was happening in our lives then and how at the time that was so current. It's just interesting being able to kind of look back at it and have that like, for me personally, almost having that like digital diary a little bit is nice. It's quite wholesome.
No, my favorite things about the podcast is just it gives me a time where me and you, Lexie, actually like spend time together, because I think if the podcast didn't exist, I actually don't know how often I'd see you. Still a little bit, but like not regularly, and like it'd be amongst other people and it'd be drinking.
I love talking. So it's quite nice being able to just talk. And unfortunately, I love staring at myself in the viewfinder and the monitor. So I guess also being able to just look at myself talking all the time.
But then also just like having like stuff to look back on, like the Life is Strange series that we did. Like I know for a fact there will be a time where I'll go back and watch us play through those, maybe when the next game drops or something like that, just before it comes out, just to remind myself. But yeah, just spending time with my best friend, and also, yeah, just having the stuff to look back on and the funny moments that we have on the podcast.
Isn't it so funny that one of the points you said was like, oh, spending time with my best mate, and one of my points was listening to myself speak about topics that no one asked for, looking at myself in the viewfinder.
What's your least favourite thing about the whole podcast?
The least favourite thing is trekking an hour to get here and back.
It's not my least favourite because I enjoy doing it, but it's definitely the hardest, is coming up with the actual content for each episode. Like literally today we're like bulk recording a few things and nothing in the world is happening right now. It's all political bullshit which we keep off the podcast. So like there's nothing to talk about, and also at the moment we're small, so like we don't get much engagement to go off of like comments or like fan interaction. It's not so bad for me, but it does always make me feel bad as well, the fact that we're recording my flat, so Lexie has to trek here every time. So every time for me, on paper, it just comes across like I'm like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do this or do this, and Lexie's got to trek a fucking hour here and back. Sometimes the overground's not running, all that bullshit. So I definitely don't like that for her.
Especially when it's raining. But I would have to do that wherever we were. Wherever we were, it's getting there and back. Once I'm here, I love a little chit chat. I love a little gossip. I love putting my opinions on things that do not concern me and then airing it out to the public who never asked for it. But commuting an hour there and back is the only annoying part. I'm just lazy. Guys, I'm just lazy. Probably won't change in a year's time. Sorry.
Would yourself from 1 year ago see you doing this now?
I don't think having a podcast specifically, but I think just because of my job and being around all people that like we make content as our job, and also a lot of people there make their own content and stuff, I probably would have started doing something. It could have been design related, it could have been just streaming and shit again. But having a podcast and having this channel, probably fucking no, to be honest.
The podcast, no. I don't think me a year ago would think me now would be doing it. I would never commit to something like this, I'm not gonna lie. I'm even surprised that I do. And I'll be real, some days I can't be bothered, sorry.
In general, in like, just in my life, this time a year ago actually, God no. I was living at home. I would have just been about to start my job at Shits and Gigs, and also doing the stuff that I've done there, like the tour artwork, the posters and shit that they post online now as well, is just like their thumbnails and the stuff that I've done at the job. I definitely wouldn't have seen coming. And also just living on my own in London, I don't think I would have guessed that last year. At this specific time last year, I would have been fucking wanting to. I would have been, it would have been on my mind that I need to move to London. But yeah, no, I don't think I could have seen this a year ago. And that's it. So now we give this a year, we come back, we ask yourself the same questions, and we compare. We see if you think the same way what will be a year ago in the past to a year in the future.
Who knows? Hey girl, have you changed your hair colour again? Probably yes. Are we red? Are we back to red again? Blue? Bold? Who knows?
Bold.
Bold for 2026. Can't wait.